Welcome back for another video. I'm Eharbad, and in this video we are on the free-to-play challenge series for 2023, and it's a bit of an interesting video. I mean, for one, I haven't actually recorded or uploaded a video in, I don't know, what, 3 weeks, maybe a little bit longer. I did one stream where I showed Nightmare Hydra on the main account, and obviously we recently had the stream with all the other content creators from the 2023 challenge series on Hell Hades stream, from which I believe he uploaded a video onto YouTube where he was interviewing me about the account. And in that, I mentioned that there are a few stages left in terms of my own milestones that I wanted to achieve on this account. One of which was finishing Doom Tower 3 on the hard side. I'd already finished Doom Tower Rotation 1 and 2, which we've chronicled on this channel. And the last additional thing beyond that is Faction Wars. Still got just under 40 stars, of which 3 on Shadowkin, which is open today. Dark Elves, another 9. On Demon Spawn, 17? 2 on Undead, and 6 on Lizard. So 5 factions, 3 of which, 2 of which are on the final boss, Lizard on the penultimate stage, Dark Elf, I think 1 stage further back, so 3 stages there, and the most work still to be done on Demon Spawn. But in this video today, we're going to look at Dark Fae 120. Finally managed to get there on Sunday, but I am now recording this on Tuesday. I didn't have time to attempt the run, so we'll be doing it together. I haven't even tried Dark Fae at all yet. This particular floor was brutal, floor 114, and I might do a separate video about that floor in particular. In the end, I ended up using Sun Wukong as effectively a spirit base, so a negative affinity tank for Rotos, and I was just massively abusing the revive. So basically, Rotos kept killing Sun Wukong, and I kept reviving him. And in general, I was running high accuracy, high speed, and I had a decent amount of effective HP, so I could at least take, I could survive 1 hit from Rotos. I'd need to take 2 hits to be killed. And given that the first wave has triple Rotos, double Siphi, that was pretty much a requirement. If we look at the best teams, I have now swapped clan, in fact. And I was using Shamil, Razelvarg, Arbiter, Syl, and Sun Wukong. So I had effectively kind of triple revive here. 1 main nuker in Shamil, and then the increased speed to get me go fast on Razelvarg with a bit of additional damage. And then this particular team here with the Theodore is actually from floor 119. That's where I used this team here. And in terms of why I've swapped clans, well, essentially after that stream with Hell Hades, the clan effectively dissolved. So I've jumped over to a clan within the cluster where my main account is, just so I'm able to continue to beat clan boss on a daily basis for the remainder of this challenge account. So first thing is to go and look at what we'll potentially be running. And I would say, what do we know? We're going to want Newt for sure. I think we're going to want Arbiter as well. I would love Razelvarg, to be honest, but I think he's going to be a problem because he's quite tanky, built for clan boss. So in theory, we could potentially do a gear swap, but let's try not to. I think we'll go for Deacon in lead. That gives us a nice bit of TM control and decreased defense. And obviously we've got Arbiter for increased TM and increase attack. We're going to go for Allure, who I 6-starred about 2 weeks ago in anticipation of this very battle. And then we're going to need a nuker, basically, someone to help clear away everyone. And realistically, I'd say our only viable nuker is Genbo. Now, first thing, I'm just going to start the battle, exit out, and we can go and then have a look at the builds in recently used. I'd say my Arbiter build is probably fine. We're pretty quick. We might want to drop the defense. That would be the only consideration. Otherwise, I'm pretty comfortable. Newt, we're probably a bit slow. I would probably want to be a bit faster. The accuracy is good. And the defense, we could probably comfortably drop a bit as well. So that's definitely something we'll consider. In the Deacon side, defense looks pretty low already. We're quite quick, and we've probably just about got enough accuracy. Gembo, I think we're way too slow. So we probably have to deal with that. Even with the TM fill from Deacon and Arbiter, I think that's going to be too little. But we'll double check, but I think we're going to need to re-gear him to increase the speed. And then obviously Allure's kind of just in random gear, and it's not going to be good enough. So the first thing we're going to have to do is build Allure. And if we jump over here, let's go and actually do that together. I am going to go for damage mode, probably, because I want her to be squishy. So I'm not really fussed about survivability. I do know that I want about, well, say 340 accuracy. We obviously want 100% crit rate because we need the TM drop. I don't care about crit damage. And in terms of speed, I'm going to say 250 at the minimum. And let's see what we come back with. We might have to do some additional tweaking thereafter, but I'm really not fussed about survivability at all. So let's see what we're using. This is pretty decent, to be honest. We are stealing Sun Wukong's boots, but otherwise we're not actually really taking anything from anyone particularly important. Quite a nice amulet right there. If we quickly hop back into our thing here, do we actually have any other accuracy banners? There is one here on Drexar, and I wonder if Drexar's locked. That might be why it's not being included. And there's also one on Sick here. So let's just double check. We quickly go back here. We go to champions. We click on locked and we take that away. We don't seem to have too many. Reset filter locked. There we go. Now it's showing all of them. So is Drexar there? Yes, let's unlock Drexar. And we were saying sick here. I don't know why this keeps flipping out, to be honest. It's kind of annoying. We type in Sakir, nothing is found. So let's go back to all, let's go back to Allure, and let's once more seek to optimize this. It's pretty quickly done. 251 speed, overkill on the crit rate. This second build looks a little bit nicer, fractionally quicker. Have a look at that. Pretty similar. I think let's go and put that one on. We jump back into the game. We are taking Drexar's amulet, banner rather, which means we don't need to roll it up. We are taking, there's a crit damage with double accuracy. Then there should be an attack ring, substats not accuracy, attack percent. And we can actually, this was the one it suggested because it's the only one rolled up. So we could roll this one to 8, see if it gets any better. We do have an attack percent. We also have a couple of blood shield, which would be nice for other content. If we happen to get a double attack roll, that would probably be preferable. But with that double flat defense. It's looking pretty miserable. Come on, attack percent. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're going to definitely take that one so we can ignore the Sakia ring. Then the other items we had, there was a couple of speed. We had an attack percent with double speed sub. There we go. Surprised it hasn't gone for an accuracy chest, but it hasn't. Then there was this triple speed crit rate accuracy shield. That's pretty sweet. We're going to keep the shield gloves. We're going for a pair of relentless weapon. Say a pair. I mean, the icon is a pair, but we only get to equip one weapon, which is this bad boy right there. And then we have some relentless, which we're stealing from Sun Wukong. Right, now where can we see him? There we go. Take that from you and that from you. And that is pretty much our build. I'm just going to roll these up to 12. And hopefully we get that triple, but we didn't. How does that look? 340 accuracy with a bit of glyphing. 255 speed, slightly overkill. I mean, we haven't even set the masteries, to be honest, but we can worry about that after. We maybe should have done that first. I don't really need the extra attack. I don't really need anything more than that. I will just add a little bit of accuracy glyphs. I'm just going to use these 4 stars, saving the 5 stars for future, what do you call it? There's a thing we're saving it for. Missions, that's it, missions. And there's an accuracy sub here, where you need to get max rolls on 5 or 6 star glyphs, so very important to save all of those. 351 accuracy, and that is going to be having us in good stead. Right, if we jump back over here and we live refresh quickly, we want to make sure that Allure is equipped correctly. They've changed all of this, so I don't actually know how we see it. It's live stats there. That's fine. Right, and we need to now go to champions, and we go to Genbo right here. Then we click optimize damage. Have we actually picked masteries? Yeah, we basically have. Let's be honest, enough anyway. And then sets, I'm happy with any of them. Stats, this is where it becomes interesting. I'm going to take off the HP requirement, take off the accuracy requirement, and the question is, what speed are we going to need? I don't really know is the answer, but let's try. I mean, maybe we should just try as we are first. I think we should just give it a go, actually. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll jump into the run. We're just going to try it on manual first. We're not that fussed about anything else. So if we run that team, we are going to set them a default just so we actually have it. The only real change versus this team I used previously is we're going to have a proper Nuka and Allure. And if we look in here, what do we want? On the final round, we don't want to use Hellish. We don't really want to use Temptation. We want to use it as an opener. We'll lock out Temptation on the second wave. We're happy to use whatever on wave 1. That looks fine. And then on Genbo, I don't want to use... Let's see, let's do that. We need to make sure we have Heartless lit, so maybe what we'll do is that, and then here we'll just turn it off. Yeah, that's what we wanted. That should be fine. That should be fine. In fact, here we're actually going to just turn it off as well, like that. And then 1 and 2. That is fine. I would say actually we don't want to use that at all. I'm not bothered about this. So I can take that off, just leave the A3 off. I don't know what we're going to need in A1. Like I said, I do think we might have to reduce the defense on Newt. That's the only one I'm particularly worried about. I think the two things that concern me, Genbo's speed and Newt's defense. I think we've got enough of a start to get in and see how it looks, basically. I'm going to click on Siffy. We did good damage there from Genbo. So at this point, I'm going to take it off auto. We'll manual this stage. I'm going to save the TM drop. Just going to go in A1 with Newt. And here I will do a quick Genbo nuke. And that will help soften them up a bit. At this point, I'm just going to use all of my abilities, keep the TM drops using the Evil Eye. And obviously using Newt to make sure I need to get around to Genbo, basically. Use Allure for a bit of TM drop there with an A1. And yeah, we're just sort of going through the motions at this point, making sure that we get through to the boss with everyone's skills off of cooldown and, everyone alive and healthy. And we'll see if we can do it without having to tweak any more builds and spend any more silver, really. And obviously our second stage, if we can clear it, is then to try and get it to an auto point. So here we're going to buff with Arbiter. We will do the sleep and drop. Then we'll jump in with Deacon. It would be nice if Deacon was that bit quicker. I will actually use Fury of the King. And Genbo is too slow, we can confirm. So that is going to be a bit of a problem. Basically, Genbo, too slow. Right, so I also would have liked Deacon to be faster than Allure. Let's jump in, we'll see what Deacon's speed is, 248. And Allure, I think we did 255. So is there an easy swap on Deacon? We've got no speed on the gloves. And there's definitely some glyphable things as well. Just sell that ring there before it annoys me. Right, so gloves. If we sort by equip, priority stat, speed, let's give him a slightly quicker pair of gloves, if possible. Not that fussed on survivability. The other option, because maybe I'll just give him... I don't really want to give him the extra defense, though. That's the only thing. Crit rate, not really what I want. Do we have anything in perception that would work for our purposes? Something like that would actually be reasonable. Or even this. Low amount of survivability, but I don't really want to take that off. Kunoichi. Alright, if we give that glove, then we look for another piece of speed gear to replace the perception. Ideally with a bit of accuracy. And we'll go back up to the speed. So these are the kind of the two ways that you can do this. I could take the Shamil head piece, which is actually Arbiter's. Should be Arbiter's helmet, but got stolen temporarily. That would probably work. It's got a bit more defense than I would ideally like. Otherwise, Sun Wukong or this one actually looks reasonable. Sanguina. Yeah, I think that looks quite nice. And then if we just be honest, I'm just going to max it. Get that extra accuracy. Now we should be in a good place, 257. Then it's Genbo. Now, if we jump over here, I think we should try 210. I think 210 will be fine with the extra TM fill from Arbiter and Deacon. I I think that's going to be good. Let's see what comes back. We really don't want to drop any damage if we can avoid it. Let's see what this decides is best for us. I quite like the look of this one here. We keep a bit of accuracy for some other content. We've got good attack. God, that's a lot of changes, isn't it? And if we go back, what was the other option here? Bit of savage. That's not bad, actually, is it? Quite nice to get a nuker into savage. I think I'd prefer the savage in truth. So let's jump back here. Let's do this. Right, it was perception gloves and only gloves, in fact, with primary stat crit damage. I've actually got another pair. It was this one here that it suggested. But maybe I should just go to level 12. Hopefully we get some crit rate. It's a bit disappointing. We will stick with the one it had suggested. Then there was a helmet in immunity, which I've used a number of times and keeps popping back up. And the rest was in savage. So there it is. To be fair, we actually have some other pieces. Let's just double quickly check through. This one is definitely the best. The shield it wanted is this one, 16 speed. Let me just roll up some of these others. See, that's quite juicy at 21 speed, to be honest. Do we have any other particularly interesting candidates? We should at least roll this up. I didn't mean to click just one level. We'll roll it to 8 first. For double defenses, then I'm going to be a little bit less interested. Let's roll that to 12, and we'll roll the other attack percent to 12 as well, just so we give it more options to find. I don't think we're going to pick up enough speed for this to be relevant, but let's just roll it to 8 anyway. If it double rolls speed, then it could become useful. And we don't really have much else that's going to be viable. To be honest, I should probably just check all of my savage, because I haven't really rolled a lot of it up, actually. Let's roll that. That one I don't think is going to get used in these builds. This one has a possibility if we get speed and crit damage. And I don't think this one will get used either. Let's just roll it to 8 for the time being. We get double crit rate, it might get used. It doesn't. Double res. And I'll go back to this one, roll this one to 12 as well. Treble crit damage. And for good order, let's just roll this one to 12. See if we did get a crit rate roll, which we did not. This is quite a lengthy video, isn't it? But it's kind of showing you what the iterative process of me trying to clear this stuff is. So if we clear this, optimize again, start once more, and hopefully we'll get a slightly better build even than last time. So we'll just let it finish running. View as list, see what it's coming up with. I quite like both the first two and save 100k silver on this one here. And if we jump back into the game, we are taking this one off. We're leaving the gloves on that we had. We're now going, in fact, for that double attack percent helmet and that triple speed shield, which did end up coming in clutch. We've got a pair of boots. This one here. And then the chest piece it now wants is this relentless one here. And it's decided that it wants an attack Anna. Let's see what this one comes. Speed and attack percent. Oh, that's rolled nicely. We're actually up at 220 speed, which is I think going to be quick enough, and hopefully we will do enough damage. What else have we got to roll up? Do we have attack percent ring? I'd say this probably it's just worth rolling up, and we'd get the clutch triple. Look at that, that's a beauty. I really want to use these big glyphs, but we're going to be disciplined. We're just going to use the 4-star. Got 2%. That's a nice thing there, and we could probably roll this up. I mean, it'll be good for our arena anyway, right? And I will also do the 4-star attack glyph there. So now we're looking a lot more potent in our Genbo. So once more, we'll go to our Dark Fae preset. I'm going to jump in. I'll let the first wave just, do its thing. And then we'll jump in on wave 2. So we're clearing that pretty safely. And then really it's a question of, can we clear it without them using their abilities? And to be honest, I already set the preset for it to do it that way. So I'm going to just let it play out and see what happens. Ideally, they will do it the right way, but they might not. In which case, I stand ready to intercede as required. Let's just sort of see what happens. Genbo getting some good kills. I should probably give him Whirlwind to make him go even faster, to be honest, when he kills people. Whirlwind of Death would give me that additional speed boost, because he will get the kills in these first 2 waves, and that'll give him an extra 18 speed, which will be invaluable for him doing the business against Dark Fae herself. I do feel like there's good chance that this team could end up being a full auto team. I'm just going to watch it here. Allure does the business. I probably wanted him opening with the A1 to try and keep the turn meter under control. Instead, we are now here, but Genbo managed to not get feared, which is good. We've got the TM drop here. We don't have a decreased speed in this team. That is one issue that we might have. Now, a way around that is potentially we don't need Arbiter, and I could probably think of a different TM controller. Obviously, in this instance, because we aren't holding the TM down perfectly, we are actually losing champions, but we do have a reviver. So let's just see. If Arbiter gets back round to revive, it will be fine. Otherwise, I think if we do this, I don't know why she's not reviving, actually. Let me take it off and try and take control. So I don't want to revive just now, because Dark Fae will take the turn and kill me, essentially. Let's just make sure we TM drop there. And now we've got a bit of a problem. I'm going to risk that True Fear. Managed to just about clutch it. Okay. That is kind of annoying. Let's see if we can just about scrape by. But I would say we need to do something a bit clever. I need to check the AI overrides, basically. Let's just do that, because for some reason Arbiter was not using the A3 in the final thing. So why don't I just make that opener only, and then leave it like that, see if that's good enough. And with Newt, I'm going to go open on the A1. We'll give that a go. Otherwise, I think we're going to need a decreased speed, which would mean actually Stagnite might be better than using Deacon. Another option is we can have increased speed, which would be probably our best bet in that regard. Would be I don't know where she's hiding. There we go. Hi, Katoon. because then we could potentially get decreased speed and an increased speed and a speed aura. But let's give it a go again. In fact, I'll let you join back when we get to the boss. There's no point you seeing the waves for the third time. Right, we're through to the boss. I'm actually just going to do it manually. I just want to make this actually work. Get the win, and then I can worry about, can I get it farmed? So actually, we do quite a lot of work there, to be honest, don't we? Allure's actually doing really good damage. That's just A1 here. We're not even dropping enough turn meter to make that work. So then we get stolen. See if we can just drop Allure's turn meter. We can't. That's kind of annoying. Now Allure is going in. Oh, this is just becoming a pain. And then we lost that. Oh, let me what we're gonna do is, what are we gonna do? I think we're gonna drop Arbiter, to be honest. I think that's the best bet. I don't think we need her. I think we do enough damage. Although obviously, you know, she's giving us the increased attack. It's pretty good. We could go Stag Knight, who just needs a helmet. Oh, so many pieces of gear. Speed, crit rate. Ideally, doesn't need to be in any particular gear set. Something relatively quick with good crit would be preferable. You know what? I think he actually had that immunity one. That's the piece he was wearing. Let's give that a go. So if we swap back around to here, Dark Bay, we do lose our speed aura if we do that, which isn't ideal. I like having the speed aura. So let's go accuracy aura, Stag Knight. Give this one a go instead. Allure, do what you need to do, and then do this, and then drop that. Stag Knight, I want you to open there. Open with that, and open with that. Should be fine. That should be fine. Well, maybe here we're just gonna not use A2 or A3. That looks fine. Actually, Arbiter, Allure rather, A and 1. Let's do that. We'll give this a go. We'll see how it goes. Still, wave 1 seems pretty smooth. Let me get through to the boss and we'll see. We'll see how it goes this time. Right, we're through to the boss. And if we increase attack, do our same drop defense sleep. We drop TM there, we buff ourselves. Kill. And to be honest, I know we're not going to get the TM drops. I'm happy to do that. But then we just need to make sure we kill Allure. That's fine. And I think we're going to take another hit here, probably from Dark Fae. Then it's now, can we get in? If we get the decreased speed, which we didn't get, but let's TM boost. Let's hit auto. See if we can now get on top of the TM. As long as we get the decreased speed, I think we're in a good spot. I'm just going to take it off quickly, A1 and then A1 there. Now hopefully we're now in a position to actually keep on top of that turn meter. It does seem to be pretty touch and go, to be honest. Which makes me wonder, do we actually need Genbo? Or are we in a position where we could drop Genbo? It's just A1. Let's revive. Because maybe we actually do enough damage with damage Allure and damage Stag. If Stag was going ahead of Allure and dropped defense first, I feel like Allure could pretty much wipe everyone out, which would mean we don't need the Genbo, and that would kind of free us up. That's definitely something I'm going to think about. I do like the fact that he can steal the buff, which is kind of sweet. But I think we're going to get the one-time clear. But is it going to be a farmable auto team? No, not yet. But we did get the one-time clear. 84 turns, 3 minutes in. The avatar is ours. The sacred is ours. We are not a million miles away from having this as auto. I think either we drop Arbiter for someone else that's kind of giving us the increased speed. Ideally, increased speed, increase attack is kind of what we want. Potentially, we drop Stag Knight. You know, the truth is, if we really wanted to make this kind of relatively easy, where is she hiding? It would basically be Ocean 6-star Morrigan, because we get the turn meter drop, increase speed, and TM fill. We get decrease speed on the A1. And this combination here of increase speed, decrease speed, I think would just make it super easy. Decrease accuracy, kind of nice, but I don't think really helps on Dark Fate a whole hell of a lot. But, you know, we get the speed aura, increase speed, decrease speed. That, I think, would probably be the best path to take. And if we had significantly more time to farm, then I would probably do it, but we only have 4 days left. In any case, super long video. I hope you enjoyed it. A bit more in-depth, really went through my thought process on when I'm trying to clear a really hard stage for the first time, how I'll approach it, how I try and do it using like kind of the minimum amount of resources that I can get away with doing it, that kind of iterative process of seeing what team I have, tweaking the team if necessary, if it doesn't work at first. I probably could have persevered with Deacon, but I felt like that getting that decreased speed was going to help. Also, having that decreased attack on the boss did help as well. It made us able to survive a hit, and we weren't keeping the TM down. Even with Allure and Newt together and decreased speed on the boss, we were a little bit light on TM control. We kind of needed one more. Truth be told, the way to make this completely better would be next week when I'd get Yakal, because Yakal could do the nuke of the team, so it would take Genbo's role, and he also has 100% TM speed, increased speed on himself, decreased speed on the boss, so he replaces Stag Knight and Genbo. Stag Knight becomes Deacon, and that would be, I think, flawless. There'd be absolutely no problem with that comp, with Yakal in place of Genbo. So once again, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.